What up? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the TV series episode 1 of The Studio. The Studio episode 1 is called The Promotion and it's 45 minutes. Directed by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen. So real quick with The Studio, have been going to Hollywood quite a bit the last couple weeks just to vibe out and chill. But one thing I did notice was the billboards had The Studio all over Hollywood Boulevard, basically all over LA. I haven't seen any TV promotion from it. No idea that what this was about. Hollywood was promoting this project pretty heavy. There is going to be spoilers while I give my opinion about this first episode. I gotta say, with Seth Rogen, very impressed on just a lot of responsibility in this TV show. Him being a director, a writer, and the main actor in this TV show is very astonishing. Going into this TV show, didn't want to get a vibe of seeing like The Office or other TV shows like that. Another reason why I got into this TV show as well is that there is a lot of great ones out there right now. This idea of Seth Rogen is just so much that he sees in Hollywood and so much that, you know, he has to hold a persona to be able to move around in a place like Hollywood, to move around in a place like a movie studio production set. How this TV show started right away, I knew that it was going to be something where we're watching people actually do movies, and that's exactly how it was. The camera direction in the beginning, quality wise, was great. Perspective wise, you could see that there's people involved in film. The introduction of this TV show, honestly thought it was one of those up for grab ones. It's either you're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. But for me, I thought the introduction of this TV show was a really smooth one. I really like how everything in its time was gonna get presented. Seth Rogen wasn't a quick introduction. When his screen time came to shine, you knew that here we go with his character. Seth Rogen, he plays the character Matt Remick. Seeing his vibe and seeing his character, something straight up where I'm like, wow, very cool to see him in this TV show vibe. Used to him seeing him in movies, seeing him in comedies. Who doesn't know Seth Rogen, right? But besides that, I think the look on this TV show was a surprising, eye-catching one. His comedy humor, the way he just looks like he's just naturally funny, has a really friendly, like that's your best friend look vibe, a nerdy look as well, but those cool nerds, those ones that like the Pineapple Express vibes, you know, can put out that type of personality. The vibe overall from this first episode, you don't get a vibe from another TV show at all. The camera work in this TV show was very impressive. There was times where I thought they were doing one takes and going through walls, but that's just the camera trickery. The ways they're filming stuff in here, I feel like it's like all homies, like, hey, I trust my homie choosing an angle, like let's just go with that. There's angles in here where they're sitting in a restaurant or they're just in a room, and the camera angles from a lot of stuff that we'll see in other movies in this TV show is just a tad different. It's a noticeable tad different. A lot of the stuff that I'm explaining right now for this first episode, basically a person who enjoys watching movies, a person who enjoys making movies. I think this whole TV show vibe in general is for people who are into that Hollywood filmmaking world. Language in this first episode all screamed Hollywood, business screamed all Hollywood. This is what happens behind the scenes. A lot of the lines in here were very interesting, especially seeing the type of actors we're watching on screen. Seth Rogen does a good job with his character overall. He's a character where he wants to become the higher end, basically the owner, basically the boss of the studio production that he's working for. He's trying to run that. Character wise, personality wise, is very insane because the language is just all film industry and a very good look, and it's not all serious. There's funny moments, especially with Seth Rogen in here, that natural attraction vibe. And he did have a personality in here where he's kind of playing himself. Very impressive in this first episode. This is a character that gets involved with a lot of crazy scenarios, especially the fact that he's just trying to make his things happen in here. The details within his character is something to watch. It is actually cool to see Seth Rogen play this main character role, and especially the boss of this movie production studio. Location wise, you can definitely tell that they filmed it in Hollywood, and it actually makes sense while going to Hollywood and seeing all those billboards. Surrounding characters and the surrounding actors do bring a good vibe to this TV show that once again doesn't give it like another TV show vibe. I really like the actors that I don't know are actually a good presentation. Like Seth Rogen's assistant, I actually enjoyed her acting in here, and there's big names in this first episode. You got Bryan Cranston in here. He's not playing himself, he's playing Griffin Mill. Interesting character, good acting, good Hollywood type of persona. Funny how I'm getting the vibe of his character is just somebody that Seth Rogen knows or somebody in Hollywood knows, and this is the character that they came up with. Martin Scorsese in this first episode, and a surprising dope thing to see in a TV show. Talking about movies here, and we're in this TV show vibe, and a lot of these things are fitting very naturally and fitting very smooth. So the ideas and the brains for this TV show, they're clicking and they're actually working. This whole vibe is basically trying to make it as realistic as possible, but putting a little bit fictional stuff in there as well. So the storyline in general, you can definitely tell that it's a real type of storyline, especially like all the behind the scenes stuff of buying a script, making a movie. This is what Seth Rogen's character is dealing with. He's trying to make a movie. He needs the right crew to make this movie happen. If he makes this movie happen, he gets more praise in the press, and he's basically not trying to have a negative look. There's a lot of cool things in here. One of my favorite moments in this first episode was actually the camera panning close to Seth Rogen's character and the former owner of that movie studio company that Seth Rogen is now the boss of. There's a panning shot between both of them showing the whole city. That was a great shot. I was like, wow. Funny how in this episode they talk about like you need people to make really great movies that last for a long time, and making this episode gave me that vibe of you gotta have the right people to make a really good TV show. And this one was on point, all unique style. If you guys got to this first episode, what did you guys think about it? Comment below your thoughts and let's chop it up and see how this TV show ends up progressing. After my watching the first episode of The Studio, The Promotion, out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this episode a 8 out of 10. So that's my review for the first episode of The Studio, The Promotion. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.